Hello everybody, how's it going? Hopefully everyone is doing well. I have something a little different for this video. This is a highlight from last night's stream. Someone had asked me about the Epic Store. Specifically, they'd actually asked me about Phoenix Point, but Phoenix Point went Epic exclusive, so I got off on that. And yeah, so I want to throw this up as a highlight, and I'm hoping at some point to do a more full-fledged, well-produced version. This was just a spur of the moment, off-the-cuff sort of rant. Someone had asked me, so I wanted to go ahead and address that, and it is fun to go on a little bit of a rant every now and then. So yeah, I thought I would highlight that and throw that up as a video here. So yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. Peace. Phoenix Point or End State? I'm very hyped for End State. I was hyped for Phoenix Point, but I'm really not a fan of the stuff they pulled with the Epic Store and lying to their customers and stuff. I may in fact refund it. I'm still kind of mixed on it, but yeah, so that's my hype for Phoenix Point has died down considerably after they did some crappy stuff. Oh, that's not good. Hey, cool, we got Overwatch. But yeah, End State looks amazing. It's interesting. I thought we were in it, but now we're not. End State looks really amazing and is probably what I'm most excited about. Aside from, like, this isn't in the tactics genre, but Cyberpunk 2077 is probably my most anticipated upcoming game, and then End State is right behind that. We do have Fire Dash, which should do 30 damage. Will it go through shields? Nice. Probably not. Like, because yeah, my issue isn't just with the Epic Store. Like, a lot of people hate on the Epic Store, and I do think that's for good reason. There's a lot of people apologizing for Epic Store, acting like it's actually a good thing. Oh, can we grapple this dude? That would be sick. Not visible. That's too bad. But yeah, there's a lot of people like apologizing for the Epic Store and saying it's like good for competition, which I just, damn, that's still cover damage. Can we hook this guy now? No. But yeah, I just don't agree. I might do a video on that at some point. It's not usually what I do, but anyway, we're getting a little off topic. But yeah, point is, I don't like the Epic Store. I don't think it's good, but that isn't even my issue with Phoenix Point. My issue with Phoenix Point is they lied about it and then treated people rather nastily. They said everyone could refund and they'd still come out ahead or something like that. So yeah, it's much different. Like, if companies want to sign on for Epic exclusivity, that's one thing. I don't like it, but it's their choice. But it's different in the case of Phoenix Point, which is really upsetting because of all the games to go to Epic exclusivity, Phoenix Point is the one I was most literally invested, because I had already paid for it. But anyway, it was one I was most interested and invested in, and they're also the ones who handled the move to Epic the worst. They had already guaranteed Steam and or GOG keys on launch. People had bought it. Like, Metro Exodus went to Epic exclusivity, but at least they honored their pre-orders, and if you'd bought it on Steam, they would give you the Steam pre-order key. It wasn't a key, you just still have it on your account. Like, Phoenix Point had a big buy now button and said you get into the early access, and on launch you will get your choice of a Steam or GOG key. And so yeah, you give them money, not a small amount of money too, like AAA money. You give them like $50, $75, $100, and they're like, here's what you get. And then they're like, okay, we're not actually giving you what you already gave us money to access. You do not get this until a year after launch, and you can refund if you want, and everyone could refund and we'd still come out ahead. Oh, and we reached out to Epic, not the other way around, and we had enough money to buy the game, to launch the game I can neither confirm nor deny that. It's just, it's not a good idea to say such things, but I have seen other people talking about it, and I gotta say, I find it very ironic that Epic is, like what a lot of people are saying, is Epic is bringing back the golden age of piracy. I find it hilarious. So yeah, other people probably will. I won't say if I will or not, but other people are going to be pirating the... Oh, I forgot, this guy's on fire. He's dead anyway. But yeah, other people probably will, and I can't encourage such behavior, but I can think it's freaking hilarious. I can think it's freaking hilarious. Piracy died off because Steam made it so user-friendly to... let's just end turned here. But yeah, Steam made it user-friendly to own games. They gave a lot of perks and stuff. Their system, it wasn't always perfect, of course, but... And it's not perfect now. There are still issues, but they make it a friend... Wow, 2 turns out of 4. 115 damage in a single turn. But yeah, they make it user-friendly to purchase games. People are happy to part with their money to legally own games. And then Epic comes along and is like, no, we're gonna compete in the most dishonest, underhanded way possible with a system that is not only insecure, they've been like hacked repeatedly. They don't have the 2-factor authentication or email authentication, so I think they fixed some of this, but you used to be getting like a bunch of emails of like, I forget it was some specific like country, like they were getting hacks from China or something like that, so some random Chinese looking name would be trying to tie itself to your account or something. And yeah, it's an absolute mess. So yeah, I don't like Epic, but Phoenix Point and Snapshot behaved even worse in how they went about doing it. And yeah. But yeah, oh, I guess that's what I was saying. I sometimes distract myself on these rants. But yeah, so Steam made piracy less of an issue. It still, of course, happens. But by and large, people are happy to legally own their games. They're like, yeah, I'm fine parting with money. Then Epic comes along, and they're like, we're making the games that you would have purchased legally on Steam. You're not able to get it there anymore. You have to buy it on our store. And you have to support the practices that are making it, so you now have to buy it on our store, because that's what you're doing with your money. So you have to monetarily support Epic if you want to buy the game legally. You have to monetarily support the publishers if you want to buy it legally, the publishers who sold out to Epic and took money to not sell it on the popular systems like Steam and GOG. So yeah, it's not just about Steam versus Epic. There already are other platforms too. A lot of the games are coming, well, not a lot. Steam does have a lot of soft exclusivity in that games are only available on Steam, but that's not as big of a problem. You've actually gotten some... Yeah. I don't like to hype up piracy, but that's definitely a thing. People buy games. I can't say I've done it, but people pirate games, like the dev, and maybe they didn't have money at one point. Maybe they wanted the game, didn't have money, then down the line they're like, hey, I really like this game, I'm gonna buy it. I know people who've done that too. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. And some devs actually put their own games out there on torrents just to get the word out and say, hey, I know people are going to do this anyway, so I'm providing this file. If you like it, please buy it, and if not, I get it. Happy piracy or whatever. So yeah, piracy, that's another thing. Piracy is not theft. Like, people like to say piracy is theft. It's not. Theft involves monetary harm. The people who are pirating it would pirate it anyway, and sometimes they buy it anyway. It's different groups of people. You're not losing out on money when someone pirates a game. It's a very small amount. Like, yeah, people are gonna pirate or not, and yeah. But anyway, Epic's bringing it back, it looks like. All right, yeah, I've seen others do it. All right, anyway, let's move on. I do like ranting, but let's get back to the game here for a little bit. But yeah, so I'm super disappointed. Like I said, there were some other games, Outer Worlds, coming to Epic. I'm going to ignore that. But yeah, Phoenix Point was definitely the biggest betrayal. It was on my list. Like I said, I have purchased it. And yeah, then they won't even give me the Steam or GOG key that I was promised on buying it. But yeah, that's another thing. And then I really will get back to the game. That is another very frustrating element. It's kind of a meme that's been going around, but Snapshot basically used their crowdfunding backers as an interest-free loan. Like they're like, yeah, you can refund it if you want. The people who paid for the game before they sold out to Epic, before they reached out to Epic, even though they already had money to launch the game, yeah, the people who actually funded them before Epic are the ones who made the game even possible, which is why it's such a big betrayal. Like I said, I don't like Epic exclusivity, but the other games, they're allowed to. They didn't have outstanding obligations. Some could say they did. Some of them advertised Steam in trailers and stuff like that. So yeah, there were some listing Steam as the platform, and the implication was that it would be Steam on launch. But Snapshot and Phoenix Point took it a step farther. They had the very people who had paid for and believed in them and made the game possible, they'd promised them certain things, then turned around, went over to Epic and said, hey, we want to make a deal. And they did not put anything into place to honor their existing deals for their backers who had made the game possible. And they're essentially selling their backers to Epic, since that's what Epic is actually buying. They're not buying the game, they are buying the customers. They're buying the exclusivity, so the people who are already excited about that game can be like, well, if I want to play this game I have to go to Epic Store. And then Epic's like, well, we're getting a bigger market share. Maybe they will also buy other things from us too. They're using sneaky tactics and operating at a loss just to screw over Steam and try to get a bigger market share. And it's not good for the customer, because it just makes artificial exclusivity, and it doesn't even help the customer. Like, they're selling it at the same price, giving the devs a little more for now, but once they get control, who knows what they can do. Like, it's not going to be any different than with Steam, and it's got worse features and a worse company. Anyway, I wasn't trying to lecture you, I just like ranting sometimes, but yeah, no, and I don't personally encourage boycotts or anything like that, so you can do whatever you want. You can get it on Epic if that's what you want to do. I'm not trying to encourage anyone to do anything. I personally will not be, but yeah, no, I don't hold it against anyone. But yeah, I get that too. Wait for a nice discount on Steam. If I do buy it, that's definitely what I'm going to do. I'm not buying it at full price. I'm not getting it on Epic. So yeah, we'll see. But it is a shame, and I probably will stream like one more time, since I do have access to the beta. Well, the early what are the backer builds right now? So I probably will check out the newest build with another rant in there about what they've done. But I do want to see where the game's at right now. New build just came out. But yeah, really disappointing what they did. Anyway, let's move on. But yeah, man, what a mess.